Hey, it's Mike Watson with Keller Williams here in Palmdale, and this is your Antelope Valley real estate market update for February 2022. The market did really well in February, as it has for the whole year of 2022 so far. As you can see, we had 517 homes come on the market in February. That's a great number. That's up 4% over January and 4.5% higher than last year. So we have more homes coming on the market. I know buyers will appreciate that for sure. We had 486 homes go into escrow in February. And as you can see, that's a 6.5% increase over January and almost 7% increase versus last year. So more homes coming on the market and more homes going into escrow. Again, that makes for happy buyers and sellers in the marketplace. This one's a little interesting. So the number of homes to sell in February was 382. That was 10.5% less than the number of homes that sold in January. And it was up 0.5% versus February of last year. And then a side note on this, year to date, we've had about 10% more homes sell this year than we did last year. So even though February was a little bit lower than January, January was really high. And so year to date, we're outpacing last year by about 10%. The average selling price is amazing. This is the second highest average selling price we've ever seen, and it's only low by about $1,000. It was up 5% versus January, and it's up 19, almost 1/4% versus February of last year, which is tremendous in its own right because the 12 months prior to that, we were up about 23%. So that's huge growth on growth. It's doing really well. And as you can see, homes are coming on the market, homes are selling. The economy is doing really well in spite of all that's going on. The average days on market is another interesting stat. It's back to a pretty normal level. We're at about 32 days on the market. So that's the time that a home comes up for sale until the seller accepts an offer. Is taking about 32 days, and that's the average of all price ranges, all locations in our area. That's up 1.9% versus January, not a big deal. It's up almost 1/3 versus last year. Last year, we know everything was just crazy, flying off the shelves, super competitive. It's still that way, but not as frustrating as it was last year for sure. Our inventory levels, we're back down to 1.2 months. That's down almost 8.5% versus January. It's up 12% versus last year. To keep all of this in perspective, a 6-month inventory level is a balanced market. We're very, very low on that. So it's still very much a seller's market, which is why we're seeing the highest average selling prices that we've ever had, and our inventory is low. So supply and demand are driving the market that way for sure. In the article below, in the email, you'll see it talks about the current interest rates and how everything that's going on in the global economy is impacting that. At the beginning of the year, the Fed had talked about raising interest rates from the 2.97% that we were at the end of last year. And they said that they were going to take it back up to 4%, and they were going to do that over the next 12 to 18 months. They did it in about 5 weeks, which shocked all of us. But it broke 4% a couple weeks ago, and now with everything going on in Ukraine, we've dipped back down to like 3.8. So there is massive volatility in that market. But even at the 4% mark, that is still really cheap money overall, right? We talked about before that in 2005 and 6, which was the height of our last market, that interest rates came all the way down to 6.5%. But yeah, Mike, that was almost 20 years ago, right? Well, at the end of 2018, we were at 5%, and that slowed things down quite a bit. So even at that, 4% is still great, and we're below that again. So it's a good time to be in the market as a buyer or a seller. A lot less frustration for all parties involved. And it's making for a lot of happy people out there and for a great economy. Anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can call, text, email, or however else you want to find me. And I'd be happy to help you. Have a great day. Bye.